Tonight, from Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, it's Week 18 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Las Vegas Raiders.
We're just a stone's throw from the Delaware River. We've got some water to contend with ourselves. A steady rain falling at Lincoln Financial Field. Tonight, it's the 272nd and final game of the regular season, and we've got a good one to finish things off, as it'll be the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Eagles team as they enter play here. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games. On the other side of the field for the visiting Raiders, they're hitting their stride of late. Winners of 3 of their last 4.
And last week's win was indicative of how good this team can be. It was a complete performance.
And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. Philly's offense getting ready, and Jalen Hurts ready to lead them. The second-round pick who started his career at Alabama, then finished with an electric senior season at Oklahoma.
Tremendous production in college at 2 different universities, and this is a guy who was a finalist for the Heisman Trophy. Still much more of a runner than a thrower, but has plenty of arm and is capable of making the big throws downfield. And don't underestimate his ability to think the game. Remember, he's the son of a coach.
They'll start on the ground with Swift. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. That's a start they can live with. 15 yards on their first play from scrimmage. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Throwing is Hurts. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete. You look at this Raiders defense. They were very good in the win last week against Jacksonville.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, do you now decide that I can't throw the ball against this team and try and run it like crazy? Or do you challenge them? This is going to be fun.
Hurts. They'll try and set up the screen to Swift. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 4th down. Out now is the punter, Braden Mann. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Taking it about the 16. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And it'll be Raiders football 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by their signal caller in his 2nd year in the NFL now.
I guess we're going to have to nickname him the thrower, aren't we, or something like that.
After last week?
I mean, man, you're talking about over 400 yards throwing the ball. The running backs and everyone else may be looking at him like, hey, don't forget us. And he'd probably just tell them, listen, you want to get involved?
Go out.
Go out and catch some passes. I'll make sure you touch it.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. Here's a 2nd and 5. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. The pickup goes for 16 and a Raider first down. Here's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And the Eagles are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. Well, this defense for the Raiders, they were very good in the win last week against Jacksonville.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and try to attack them this week because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
4 yards the pickup, 1st down. Here's Hurts to throw. A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete. You look at this Raiders defense. They were very good in the win last week against Jacksonville.
And all defensive teams that I know talk about creating turnovers. Takeaways, they call them. And anytime you can get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really, really good performance. They exceeded that number in a big way.
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Hurts sets up to throw it. Flush to his right. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on 1st down. And this one caught along the sideline, but they say already out of bounds. Now the throw didn't give him a chance to turn it upfield, and that brings up 2nd down. On 2nd down, Swift. And he'll be brought down right on the 50. A gain of 3. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion and a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
And the throw there going to be incomplete. On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann. No score after 1 on EA Sports. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. But not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. He's going to air one out. A fight for it, and this is caught. What a catch. It's a big play there for Vegas. 42 yards. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Buried for the sack by big Jalen Carter.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and ended up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 13-yard line. Hands it off out of the gun. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down.
And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. A great effort there, with his 17th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Raiders post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. So, partner, it was a passing game that drove them down the field, but when they get close, they trust that man in the backfield, and he took them home.
And they trust their offensive line as well, because so many of these units, they specialize in either pass protection or run blocking. This group shows its versatility and gets both done on this drive.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded right at the goal line. And he returns this to the 22. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. It hasn't gone particularly well for them, that's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. The Eagles hustling to the line, clock rolling. On first down, Hurts. That is caught. It's the tight end, Goddard. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll look to throw again. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Hurts throw taken in by Slayton. Touchdown, Philadelphia! Darius Slayton, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles are an extra point away from evening this one up. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. Tie ball game, still a little more than a minute to go in the half. The question, can they put something together here, try to take that lead into intermission?
I would have to think that would be the goal for sure. I don't think you sit on anything here. Here's your opportunity. Push it downfield. As you mentioned, it's a tie game. So minus a disaster on your part, you've got that in your back pocket. Go ahead and try and get some points and feel great going into the half.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. It's Sidney Brown with it. And the Eagles are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Second down, here's Hurts. And that's out to the flat for Swift. Not able to get a single yard there, and it'll bring up third down.
That's a nice job defensively to make sure everyone was accounted for, because ordinarily you pick up the guys downfield and sometimes you forget about the running back. In this case, they did not and dropped him for no gain.
It got his man complete. Touchdown, Eagles. Darius Slayton with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Eagles will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively off. A fight for it, and this is caught. It's caught indeed. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. They're going to look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. A great play there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Raiders have a chance to tie the game here in the final seconds of the half. They're going to keep it on the ground. And he is into the end zone. So they get 2 more on the board here just before halftime. Maybe time for one play on offense. 7 seconds to go in the half as the kick is away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So hey, we get it. No time to waste. Playoffs starting next week. We skip right over halftime and get back to the action. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. A solid return. Pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this third quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead, but also a little bit of scolding because they got to take better care of the football in the second half. But you and I both know the great leaders, they know how to give that little bit of vinegar in there and cover it with a big dose of honey.
And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to be pushed out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. It's a big play there for Vegas. And even 40 yards. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. Give him 4 on the carry there at 2nd and goal. Ingram will take this one in for a Vegas touchdown.
And maybe that's the magic touch right there. They didn't use him at all in the first half, at least running the football. But here they entrust him with some work down in the red zone, and he responds. 1 carry, 1 touchdown.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now, but let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. Hurts throw there taken in by Smith. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Had an open man that time and ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely, just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Hurts throw complete here to his receiver, Brown. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on 1st down. On the option to give to Swift here. And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory. From the 47, it's 2nd and 5. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. This short throw caught by Goddard. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 37. A fake on the jet sweep as they'll go play action with Hurts. And down he goes. Brought down a Raiders sack. Cameron Hayward. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Check number 6.
They'll look to throw. It's caught on the right side at Smith. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. 9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. They'll look to throw here. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. So they will wave off the flag and let the completion stand.
Really great job by the receiver fighting through all the contact and still coming down with the football. All that great work in practice being put into the game.
Hurts. Touchdown! Darius Slayton from 3 yards out. And the Eagles are an extra point away from tying this ball game here in the final moments of the 3rd quarter. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And we are tied at 21. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. The result, Philadelphia in the end zone. Oh, a good return up past the 30. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. We got a brand new ball game, all even after that last touchdown, so every drive now becoming a little more critical here in the 2nd half. And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Ball on the 39. Here's the 2nd and 5. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. All even as we get ready to... There he goes, left side. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Gabriel Davis 61 yards. And the Raiders answer back with a touchdown of their own to break our tie and take the lead here in the fourth. Well, that's a heck of a response to regain the lead after we had seen the touchdown to tie the game.
I would say what we just saw there was a great amount of poise, because typically when teams tie the game up, it's a little bit of a, how would you say, you kind of take a step back and have to get yourself regrouped. They regrouped in a hurry, didn't they? They attacked back after they'd been tied.
And in a big way, that was a statement-long touchdown. They're going to try and run. And he is into the end zone. The conversion attempt is good, and that'll give him an 8-point lead here in the fourth. Needed a couple yards for the 2-point try. They go to the ground game, and it works.
And sometimes it's the exact right thing to do, because a lot of teams play you for the pass, so you spread people out, decide to run the football. You often find good running lanes.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Eagles offense making their way back out as we take a look at the playoff picture in the NFC. Well, here we sit, Week 17, just one more week in the regular season after this one. So if you're one of these teams trying to make a move and improve your spot or jump in from the outside, Charles, you better make that move now.
And these final games are often a good barometer for all those teams fighting for position or a wild card spot. They have to be able to get the job done these last 2 weeks before things get even tougher when the playoffs officially begin.
The offense on third down tonight, they've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation. They'll drop to throw. Quick slant here to Smith. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Again, he'll drop to throw. He's going to get that to Swift underneath. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down for a nice little gain. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll try and run here with Swift. And it was the stiff arm there that freed him enough to get the first before he's tackled. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10. A quick throw there is incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. From the gun, it's Hurts. This one is Slayton over the middle. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end, Goddard. No gain on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. It hurts not coming to the sideline. They're going to go for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. Their defense forced the turnover on downs. They've got the lead. They're in good shape, but can't go into a shell here, right? Still got to be careful.
Yeah, because they're still a long way away from kneel down time. So they've got to work on getting first downs, keep the sticks moving, right? Keep the clock going. And above all, ball security. Don't turn it over.
Going for the deep ball. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So pass interference, the call there. Always, obviously, Charles, such a subjective call. You agree with the penalty?
Well, from where we're standing right now, I think the officials are tightening things up here in the 2nd half. Maybe a defender gets away with that in the 1st. But this time the flag comes out, and I think it's a good call. And these guys certainly are not.
And now it appears that the referee's been buzzed, and we'll get a review, and this being inside 2. So the folks in New York just going to wind up confirming what the official saw, as this play will stand as is. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. A great effort there with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Raiders stretch this fourth quarter lead even further, and they are closing in on win number 12 of the season.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
This taken in at the goal line. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. They'll come up now on 2nd down. To the sideline, and it's caught, but boy, he's out of bounds. Now they try to get him into space coming out of the backfield, but it'll be 3rd down. Now back to throw. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a 1st down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there, as that's batted down and incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Raiders with the football now in excellent field position. We've got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down. Now a timeout called for by the defense as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Okay, ready?
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. That one looks like he'll throw here. Rolling to his right. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. And here he'll get it down to the 7. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. Here is 3rd down and 4. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Raiders have put this one to bed here in the 4th quarter. And oh, it's no good on the PAT. So they can't add on here. And our score is going to stay right where it is. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, it's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Oh, and Hurts is going to be hit and taken down to the ground. Alex Highsmith charges in there hard and drops him for a loss of 12 from that outside linebacker position. A higher scoring game, Charles, than we typically see in the National Football League, but fun to watch these offenses. They were really clicking. It seemed like everything that they dialed up worked.
Yeah, it certainly was fun to watch from our perspective. How'd you like to be those defensive coaches, though? That wasn't a blast for them at all. And let's face it, they all game plan, they all scout, they all think they're prepared. But executing and stopping teams, that's another matter entirely.
So for the Raiders, a win here in Week 18 means they'll finish off the regular season at a very strong 12-5. And now they'll await the final seeding for the playoffs ahead. Meanwhile, for Philadelphia, it's a tough loss to take as they'll finish things off at 9-8. But they've got better days in their future. Of that, you can be sure. So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. From Philadelphia, good night, everybody.